Avenue.
After this, we walked down to U-Haul, which is on Russfield Street, almost on Massachusetts Avenue, and met with the manager. His name was George White.
And why did you go down to U-Haul?
We went down that way because at Suffolk Construction, we saw a different vantage point of where the person who's in the back of this video, so if you look at the video, the person in the back, he runs down Russfield Street.
This person here at 19, 14, and 22 seconds?
Correct.
You're talking about this person running here?
Correct.
Okay. And the different vantage points were from? Was it 91 Allerton?
I believe it is the 91 Allerton. No. So it is 65. 65. No, it's the one with the, looks like all the snow's in it. That one.
Welcome back, everybody. You're listening and watching to Law and Crime, and we are live right now in the Shaun Harrison case out of Massachusetts. For all of our listeners on Sirius XM Radio, I know you can't see this, but what's happening right now in the courtroom is there appears to be an officer going through surveillance footage, probably from the night of the shooting. That's what it looks like. You're looking at a parking garage of some sort, perhaps where the shooting took place. You see a man running out in the snow. And the Reverend Shaun Harrison, is on trial for the attempted murder of a high school student named Luis Rodriguez. So let's listen in and hear what this tape is about.
Is this the U-Haul video that was obtained at 9:53?
That's one of the angles, yes.
Okay, it had a 4-channel box, and this is one of the channel boxes?
Correct.
Okay. Where did he go next?
After that, we were informed that Mr.
Objection sustained.
Got it. We went to Sunoco gas station,
Okay.
which is at 895 Massachusetts Avenue.
And what did you obtain there?
There, we weren't actually that day able to obtain the video, but we met with the store clerk who called the general manager. His name was Billy Lynn. He came down and met us, and we told him what we were looking for. He said he had a person that maintained his video, and he would download the video for us.
Okay. And did you obtain eventually video from the Sunoco station?
We did.
Okay. And where else did you go next?
That was all on the 4th, and then the following day on the 5th, we followed up and went to Middlesex Trucking. We met with Brian Mahoney, which is on Girard Street, and he was able to download video for us. And then we checked a couple different other businesses that weren't able to get us video, but we went to 28 Allerton Street and met with Jay Norman. It's Abbott Construction. It also is the same building that has Lou Custom Exhaust. So they had 2 different cameras there.
And I'm going to show you the master video again. The camera 3 at 3 minutes and 26 seconds into the master video again. That's part of the 28 Allerton video. Is that correct?
Yes.
And then at 1:33 is this part of the Middlesex Construction looking towards the Sunoco station?
Correct.
Okay. While you were canvassing the area on the 4th, what happened?
On the 4th, we were alerted that Mr. Harrison...
Objection. Again, sustained. Please redirect, please.
Yes. Did you learn information Detective Medina was outside Mr. Harrison's apartment?
Another objection?
Yes.
That's just slipping by, not looking into that.
Thank you, Your Honor.
We did.
Were you in the area at the time?
We were.
And what were you doing?
We went back to Suffolk Construction in the attempt that Mr. Medina was continuing to work on downloading the different angles of the camera. So I was with Detective Cardi at Suffolk Construction. At the same time, we requested that a ballistic canine respond to the area because we were re-canvassing the crime scene to see if there was any ballistic evidence that we could find. So I met up with police officer Shaun was the canine officer that I met outside of Suffolk Construction.
And the canine dog is specifically trained for ballistics or gun or ammunition evidence?
Correct.
Were you able to locate anything?
That day, no.
While you were canvassing the area with that officer, Shaun Perro, with the canine officer, what happened during that time?
I received a radio transmission from Detective Medina, the 3 individuals.
Okay. Officer, Sergeant, I'm sorry. You can't keep exactly the information that you've heard, but you can tell us that you heard from somebody and sure Mr. Bradley will ask the next appropriate question. So, rephrase, please.
Yes, thank you. Sir, did you, were you in the area when Detective Medina made a radio call while he was outside of 18 Pompey Street?
I was.
And what did you do in response to Detective Medina's radio call?
I got in my police cruiser and responded to assist him. He was requesting for help.
And where did you respond to, and what did you see when you got there?
I drove down Rustfield Street from 65 Allergen, then took a left-hand turn on a Massachusetts Avenue, and right almost across from Pompey Street in a bus stop, I helped Detective Medina. I had already recovered 1 firearm off 3 individuals, and there was 3 individuals there. We were able to get another firearm off another individual and recover drugs and also cash.
How much cash?
$1,700.
All right. Did you help participate in this? There was a search warrant executed on Mr. Harrison's apartment, is that right?
It was on the 5th.
Did you help participate in that execution of the search warrant?
I did.
And what room did you particularly search?
His bedroom.
All right. And what did you find, or what did you see in his bedroom?
In the closet, I observed 2, it was a shotgun and a rifle, I believe.
Okay. As a result of searching the defendant's apartment, did you learn information with regards to any storage containers that those apartments had access to?
Objection. Did you learn anything? Say yes or no.
Yes.
Okay. And what did you do as a result of that?
At that point, it was decided a search warrant was going to be written on the storage unit. So police officers were assigned to the basement to guard the storage unit while the search warrant was applied for by Detective Carlton Williamson.
Okay. And was there a search warrant actually obtained for the storage container?
It was.
And before the search warrant was obtained, were there officers standing guard down there?
There were.
And did you learn information from a Miss Chelsea Padano?
I did.
And as a result of learning some information from Chelsea Padano, what did you do in response?
In response to what she had informed me, we went and requested that she consent to a search of her storage unit, which she did.
You asked them asked her if she would consent to that. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. And was there a lock on the container, if you remember?
There was.
All right. And what was unusual about the lock?
The combination was on the back.
Were you able to open that locker?
We were.
And what did you find inside?
In the back of the storage unit, we located a 3/4 length Dolce & Gabbana peacoat and also a navy blue hooded sweatshirt.
Sorry.
A navy blue hooded sweatshirt.
May I approach?
Yes, you may.
Sir, I'm going to show you what's been previously marked exhibit number 61. Do you recognize that item?
I do.
How do you recognize that item?
That's an evidence bag that this item was put into.
And do you recognize the jacket itself?
I do.
Now, at this time, well, prior to that jacket, item 61 had been seized, was there anything that you were looking for in particular after reviewing the video surveillance of the shooting itself?
Based on the video surveillance, we were looking for the clothing that the person is wearing in the video.
And what specifically about that clothing were you looking for?
So when we studied the jacket that's being worn in the video, we noticed that in the left chest there was a logo.
Objection, Your Honor. Strike.
I understand. I'll allow the answer to stand.
In particular, which of the videos were you looking for, sir?
The video from 28 Allerton Street, that one.
Okay, just let me back up just a half a step here.
Welcome back to Law and Crime, everybody. This is a live feed into the Shaun Harrison case out of Massachusetts, a reverend who's on trial for multiple crimes, including the attempted murder of a high school student. On the stand right now is an officer who investigated this matter, did a complete search of the defendant's apartment, including his bedroom where a shotgun and rifle were found. Also did a search of a storage unit of a neighbor who testified earlier in this case, and a Dolce & Gabbana peacoat and navy blue hoodie were found there. They didn't belong to Chelsea Padano, the neighbor, but did they belong to Shaun Harrison, and were those the items of clothing that he wore in the night of the shooting? Perhaps. What the jury is seeing and what all of our viewers are seeing is a surveillance footage right now of a man walking down the street. It could be Harrison right after the shooting. And the question is that those items that he's wearing, were those the same that were found in his neighbor's storage bin? Let's go back into the courtroom.
On the jacket.
Okay, and when you were executing the search warrant of the defendant's apartment, before you learned that there was the Dolce & Gabbana jacket in the basement, what were you looking for in the warrant?
We were looking for similar type jackets, anything that was 3/4 length and dark in color, and may have a logo on the left chest.
Okay. Now I'm going to show you what's been marked as the search of 18 Pompeii in the photos folder of Exhibit 105, photo 23. Was there anything in that photo that drew the attention of the Boston Police Department?
The jacket that's hanging on the chair in the right-hand corner there.
That jacket there?
Correct.
And what was significant about that jacket at the time?
It was 3/4 length, it was dark, and it had a logo on the left chest.
That logo was, did you learn what that logo was?
It was a North Face logo, I believe.
And what color was the North Face logo?
Black.
Okay.
Oh, the logo was white, I'm sorry. Logo was white.
Now, you recovered the Dolce & Gabbana exhibit number 61. The Boston Police Department had obtained the defendant's jacket through booking. That jacket, that's photo number 23, and the Dolce & Gabbana jacket. What did you do next now that you've recovered 3 jackets?
We submitted that 3/4 length peacoat, the one you just showed me, to the crime lab for testing.
And why was that?
We wanted to test it for gunshot residue.
And why did you test that particular jacket and not the other 2?
Objection.
Can answer. Yes.
We obtained other video from the MBTA on the day of the shooting on March 3rd. And from studying that video, the quality of the video was a lot better. It was HD quality. And we observed Mr. Harrison wearing a jacket very similar to the jacket we found in the storage unit. Particularly, the logo itself shined on the light. Because originally we thought we were looking for a white logo. But when we took the jacket out of the storage unit, we photoed it, we realized when you photoed it, it actually illuminates white. So that was an epiphany moment for us when we knew we were looking for a jacket.
Your Honor.
The epiphany moment is gone, and the rest of it stays. Next question.
Yes.
Let the record, please.
You just spoke a few moments ago about the Ruggles MBTA video.
Yes.
Can you describe how you obtained that video?
I took Mr. Harrison's Charlie card that he had at booking. I took the number, I made a photocopy of the Charlie card. I contacted the MBTA detectives, Detective Bruce Doloff, and provided him with the Charlie card number and asked him to review the Charlie card history based on the number specifically on March 3rd. He was able to provide me with video of the Charlie card being used in the morning of March 3rd around 7 a.m.
And you obtained the video from that detective from the
I did.
MBTA? Okay. So I'm going to show you the screen in the videos organized of Exhibit 105, MBTA Ruggles 33. I'm going to show you the first picture. Do you recognize that?
I do.
Okay, and there's a caption at the top. Harrison Ruggles, March 3rd, 0700, look to 117. What does that refer to?
So the timing of the video. The video, I believe, is about 2 minutes long, and that's where we had marked to where Mr. Harrison walks by the video camera.
Okay, so everybody who's just joining us, this is a live feed into the Shaun Harrison case here on Law and Crime. And what the jurors are looking at is a surveillance footage of the defendant walking by. And the question becomes, can we capture the defendant on surveillance footage the night of the shooting? Remember, Mr. Harrison's on trial for allegedly attempting to murder a high school student named Luis Rodriguez by shooting him in the back of the head, execution style. The officer on the stand right now is talking about collecting evidence from his apartment, including jackets, as well as a jacket that was found in a neighbor's storage bin. And the question becomes, did Harrison shoot Rodriguez, take all of his items of clothing that he wore that night, stuff them in his neighbor's storage bin to hide the evidence? And can we match it up? Can we learn from surveillance footage if this is the man in question? Now, in the video, you see Harrison walking by. It could be in a pea coat in the same pea coat that was found in the neighbor's storage bin. So the detectives right now and investigators, as well as the attorneys, the prosecuting attorneys, are trying to say, look, Harrison wore this jacket before. Why was it in his neighbor's storage bin? And this was the jacket he wore on the night of the shooting, really trying to implicate him in multiple ways. So the jury is looking at this video right now. Let's go back to the courtroom.
And what in particular about this jacket was noticeable to you?
The color, 3/4 length, and then also in a different angle of that video.
Objection, Your Honor.
Strike the last statement. Ask another question.
Yes. Continue to play this video. Okay. Now play the next video entitled March, the same thing, and it indicates, I'm sorry. Look to 1:30 in this video.
Correct.
Do you recognize anybody there?
I do.
Who do you recognize?
This person here is Mr. Harrison.
And what about that particular picture was interesting to you?
Right there on the left chest, the logo.
Just for the record, it stopped at 1:49. The last video.
Welcome back to Law and Crime, everybody. This is a live feed into the Shaun Harrison case out of Massachusetts. What's happening right now is we have a man who's on trial for attempting to kill a high school student named Luis Rodriguez by shooting him in the back of the head in 2015. The question becomes, how do we know that Harrison is the one who did this? Well, we have surveillance footage of what appears to be the shooting, but it's hard to tell who's who. What we know is that there was a blue pea coat. It was a dark pea coat as well as a blue hoodie found in Mr. Harrison's neighbor's storage bin, which he had access to. So how do we know why was it there, and how do we know if it belongs to Harrison? Well, surveillance footage of Harrison is being shown to the jury from different areas where he walked through, and he appears to be wearing the same pea coat that was found in his neighbor's storage bin. It's believed that that was the pea coat, that item of clothing that he wore when he shot Luis Rodriguez. So the prosecution is tying in this piece of evidence for the jury and saying, this is your guy. This is the person who shot Luis Rodriguez. Let's go back live.
Turn back to your investigation of the particular area of 100 Magazine Street. What did you do next with regards to looking for evidence in the surrounding area?
We requested the Boston Water and Sewer respond so we could check all the sewers and the dumpsters to see if there was any discarded evidence.
And did you participate in the search of the dumpsters and sewers?
I did.
And how many dumpsters do you think you looked in?
I think myself too.
So I'm going to show you a series of documents. Do you recognize those documents?
I do.
And what is that document, generally speaking, not the contents itself?
It is a response from the electronic monitoring information system by the probation department in its response to Sergeant Detective Driscoll's request.
And does that response indicate, sir, that that a gentleman by the name of Wilson Piguero, Alex Piguero, and a Raul Williams?
Yes, Your Honor.
Just one?
Yeah, I thought we talked about one.
I think we're talking about Wilson. Why don't we just focus on that?
Does it indicate that Wilson Piguero was within 300 feet of 18 Pompey Street from March 3rd, 2015, from 7 to 7:30?
It does.
Does that also indicate it from Alexis Piguero and Raul Williams as well?
Counsel? I thought it was just one person.
Your Honor, may we approach again?
Alexis Piguero was within 300 feet of 18 Pompey Street between the times of 7 and 7:30 p.m. on March 3rd of 2015.
It did.
Okay. What was the next thing you did to investigate this case, sir?
I applied for and was granting a search warrant for Mr. Harrison's phone.
When did you do that?
On March 19th, I believe I applied for it.
Okay. And at that point, you had information from interviews that had been done, is that right?
Correct.
And information from a grand jury that had been started?
Correct.
And information from videos?
Correct.
And also some preliminary investigation into the ballistics that have been found, is that right?
Correct.
Okay. Did you obtain a search warrant for Mr. Harrison's phone?
I did.
And what did you do to execute that search warrant?
I transported the device to Sergeant Detective Witherspoon's office with the copy of the granted search warrant for him to execute what we call extraction or a phone dump.
When you got to Sergeant Detective Witherspoon's office, that was at the Suffolk County District Attorney's Office, Criminal Crime Lab?
Correct.
Okay, Computer Crime Lab, I'm sorry. And did that, was that phone able to be opened right away?
It was not.
Okay, and why was that?
It was.
Was the phone locked?
It was.
And what did you do in attempts to open the phone?
Whether he did or Sergeant Weathers.
The question was, what did you do, Sergeant?
I attempted to put in a variety of passwords into the phone to try to unlock it.
And what passwords did you attempt?
I tried the last four of Mr. Harrison's social security number.
And what did that do once you put the last four of Mr. Harrison's social security number in?
It unlocked the phone.
And as a result of that phone being unlocked, what did you do?
I returned it to Sergeant Detective Witherspoon, and he performed his examination on the device.
Okay. Did you get a report back from Sergeant Detective Witherspoon?
I did.
Okay. And did you have an opportunity to go through that?
I did.
All right. And as part of that report, did you also obtain photographs as well?
I did.
Were these previously identified?
These were previously from the phone that's been marked as an exhibit, Your Honor.
They're exhibits.
These are printed out from exhibit.
Hold. That's what I want. So they've been entered as exhibits?
The digital version of these
Digital.
has been, yes, sir. And Madam Clerk, is there if you could remind me for the list of exhibits, is there an exhibit for the defendant's phone? I'm just trying to remember.
Was it Metro? 29 maybe? Or have an extraction report?
Yes.
Okay, 43.
Let me approach, Your Honor.
May.
So I'm going to show you a series of photographs. Take a look at those photographs and look up when you're done. Do you recognize those photographs?
I do.
And were those the files that were found on what's been previously marked exhibit number 42, I believe? Sorry, let me just look.
Yes.
I'd ask that these be marked as the next exhibits.
Do you want this?
Just a series? Yes, that's fine.
Is that good with you, Your Honor?
I believe. Any
Okay.
objection?
We have 146 then. Right here?
Sure.
146 series of photographs.
Yeah. Publish these, Your Honor, briefly.
You may.
Starting with Exhibit 42, there's a folder in there that's entitled Files, is that right?
Correct.
Okay, and I'm going to show you some previously marked Exhibit 146, page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, page 5, page 6, page 7, page 8,
Let me approach.
Wait.
And did you also review the photographs? I'm going to show you a series of documents. Sir, do you recognize those?
I do.
And how do you recognize those?
These are digital images that were included on the phone that we did the examination on.
That's this series of photographs. And what is these photographs of this group here?
That photo in particular, we categorize into photos of drugs.
I'd ask that these be marked.
Any objection?
You want it?
Series, yeah, I'll say those,
Okay.
yeah.
And a series of photographs. You want a 147 series of photographs?
So I'm going to show you the next series of photographs. You recognize those?
I do.
And what are those photographs of?
And they were digital images on the phone of firearms.
I'd ask that these be marked as the next exhibits.
Without objection, please mark them. It says 148.
Yes, it is, Your Honor. A series of photographs, 148, so marked.
And I'm finally show you two series of photographs that were on the phone as well. Do you recognize those?
I do.
And what are those?
Those are two digital images of screenshots that we saw in the phone itself.
Ask that these be marked as the next exhibit.
Without objection, they be marked.
149, I think, no, is that good? Sure. What's wrong with that? Right here? This one? 149, Your Honor, a series of photographs on mine.
May I briefly publish this, Your Honor?
You may.
Okay.
So I'm going to show you what's been previously marked, exhibit number 147. These are images that were collected from the phone, is that right?
Correct.
Page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4,
Correct.
page 5, page 6, page 7, page 8. Starting with page number 3. In the background there, page 3, was there anything distinctive that you recognized there?
The pattern of the rug.
Your Honor.
Was there anything distinct that he can identify with his hand? Why don't we do that? Let me
It
show
just
you.
speaks for itself, Judge.
I understand. Let's find out what he says is distinctive. What part of it did you point out on the photo?
This area here, the bottom half of that, is there anything distinctive about that that you appeared to recognize?
The design pattern of the rug.
Objection, Your Honor, move to strike.
No, he can say it's distinctive, and that's what he says is distinctive. Next question, please.
Had you seen that rug before?
Objection.
Sustained.
So I'm going to show you what's been previously marked exhibit 148. You recognize that?
I do.
Page 2. Page 3. Page 4. Page 5. Page 6. Turning your attention to now page 4 of exhibit 148. Do you recognize anything in that photograph?
I do.
And what do you recognize?
The pattern of the rug.
Okay, and
Objection, I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'm late, I apologize, but I move to strike.
He's going to say that he recognizes it. Next question.
okay. Did you recognize those two firearms, the long rifles there as well?
I do.
And how did you recognize them?
Those are the guns that we located in the closet of Mr. Harrison's bedroom.
And during the search warrant, was there a lock obtained in a Ruger bag as well?
There was.
Does that appear to be similar to that there?
It does.
And finally, I'm going to show you what's been previously marked exhibit 149. Is this the screenshot that you appear to be?
Yes.
Okay. And the second page here was a photograph, is that correct?
Correct.
Now, did you participate in the execution of the search warrant in the defendant's office as well?
I did.
Okay. And did you see anything in this photograph that you recognized?
Objection.
Answer that. Yes or no?
Yes.
What did you recognize?
The computer screen.
Okay. And what was distinctive about that computer screen?
The desktop itself has stickers on it.
Here?
Yes.
Here?
Yes.
Okay. And going back to exhibit 105. Showing you what's in the photos folder, the search warrant at English High School, the exhibit 40, photo number 46. What is it about that you recognize?
This logo here. Oh, sorry, not circle, right? There. The logo that was here. Yeah.
That logo there?
Yeah. And then the brand of the computer is Acer, ACER.
The logo down here?
Correct.
Show you photograph 25 of 18 Pompey Street. What did you appear to be similar about that?
The rug here.
Objection, Your Honor.
What do you find similar? Rephrase, please, it's less.
When you executed the search warrant, did you see anything in Exhibit 25 that was similar to the photographs that were obtained from the defendant's phone?
Same objection, and you're leading, and try another question, and we'll move on.
Sure. What was significant about this photograph?
Objection.
May answer that question.
The rug.
Why was it significant?
Objection.
Sustained.
Show you picture 103. Did you recognize that?
I do.
And what is it about that photograph that you recognize in particular?
The lock.
You also have an opportunity to go through the messages and the internet searches on the phone.
I did.
So I'm gonna, let me approach.
Hey,
Now, that report that Mr. Sergeant Detective Witherspoon had created also included an area that was entitled Timeline, is that right?
Correct.
Okay, and other than the first 4 pages here, which is the initial part of the phone report, is this the timeline section of that report printed out, starting on page 466?
It is.
And it goes to the last page of 751, is that right?
Correct.
And on that last page, 751, it talks about the user accounts and whose user accounts have been associated with the phone, is that right?
Yes.
Now, starting with the last page here, turning your attention to user accounts, did you notice anything about the email that's associated on that phone?
I did.
no,
And what did you notice about it?
The username is sharrison6@gmail.com.
I just ask you to highlight that section. Thank you, sir. I'd ask that this be marked as the next exhibit.
any objection? I can't hear you.
Objection.
To all of it?
Yes.
I'll have to see it then.
I'd ask that this be marked as the next exhibit.
Can it be?
Yes.
Your Honor, our next number would be 150. ADA driver, can you just give it a name for me, just a couple?
Printed phone extraction report.
Printed phone extraction report, 150 some odd.
Thank you. So now I'm going to turn your attention to going backwards, starting with page 467. It indicates a chronological order of the most recent communication going back to the oldest, is that right?
Correct.
On page 750.
Correct.
Now, starting with the last communications here on page 467, turning your attention to line 30 there. What does that indicate?
Objection.
You may read what it says.
It's an SMS message. It's outgoing in nature, meaning it going from the phone.
Objection, Your Honor.
You can say it's outgoing and not explain it yet.
It's an outgoing message. The date is March 4th, 2015. The time is 4:02 and 15 seconds p.m. And it says it's going to the number, it describes the 857 number, which the name of the number says King D Block. And the narrative of the message says, "Get out house."
Can you just highlight that narrative?
ADA Bradley, for the record, may I have that name again?
So what's the name associated with that telephone number?
It's King D Block.
That's 857-498-8629.
Correct.
Is it an E on lock?
Lock.
Lock. Sorry, glad I
Sorry.
asked. Sorry, excuse me, Your Honor. Verify.
Turning your attention now to page 471, lines 86, 87, and 88.
What line, Mr. Bradley?
86, 87, and 88. What does that indicate?
Objection.
He can state what it indicates. Overruled.
Line number 86 is an SMS message, outgoing in nature. The date is March 4th, 2015. The time is 8:52 and 21 seconds a.m. It's going to a 207 area code phone number with the name of RF,
Thank you.
and it says, call me. Line 87 is also an SMS message. It's outgoing in nature. It's March 4th, 2015, 8:52 a.m. and 8 seconds. Same number, 207 area code to start, with the name RF, and the text of the text says, it says Luis Angel Rodriguez. Line 88 is also an outgoing SMS message, March 4th, 2015, 8:51 a.m., 17 seconds, to the same exact number that has the name RF. And it says 30 Iroquois Street near Roxbury Crossing.
I'd ask you to highlight those three. I'll turn your attention now to page 474, lines 98 through 105, excluding line 101. What do you see there?
Line 98 is an internet search on March 4th, 2015 at 6:44 a.m. and the website that's tried to log on to is bpdnews.com.
What is BPD News?
That's the Boston Police Department news website. It provides information to the public.
What does it usually put on there?
Objection.
Next question.
What do you know BPD News to publish on their website?
Objection.
Next question. Sustained.
Would you just highlight those BPD News? Turning your attention to the bottom there of the last line, 119 and 120, what do those lines indicate?
Line 120 is an SMS message. It's outgoing in nature. It's on March 3rd, 2015 at 10:53 p.m. It is sent to a area code 786, and the name of the call on the phone is Baby Girl, and it says, pray for me, Running Fox.
Running Fox.
Running Fox.
And line 120?
Line 120 is also an SMS message. It's outgoing in nature. It's March 3rd, 2015. It's at 10:53 and 12 seconds. It's to a different number with the area code 207 with the acronym RF, and it also says, pray for me, Running Fox.
Please highlight that. Turning your attention now to page 475, lines 127, 128, 129.
I'm
What are
sorry,
those?
what lines, please?
127 through 129. What are those lines, sir?
It is a internet search on March 3rd, 2015 at 9:28 p.m. and 33 seconds of bpdnews.com.
I'll ask you to highlight those as well. Turning your attention now to, well, we'll come back to that in a minute. All right, thank you, sir. Can I briefly publish those sections, John?
He just did.
May I approach? So I'm going to show you, it's been previously marked exhibit number 43. Do you recognize that document?
I do.
What is that document?
It's part of the extraction report, but it's solely developed to show the communication between the phone number assigned to Shaun Harrison and the phone number assigned to Luis Rodriguez.
And again, turning your page 22 through 16. Is that again the timeline?
Sorry, what?
Sorry, 22 through 16, I'm sorry, Mr. Carroll.
22 through 16?
Or 16 through 22, sorry. Is that again the timeline section?
It is.
And does it appear to have 272 communications?
It does.
Turning your attention to line 4, what does that indicate? On page 16?
Line 4 is an outgoing SMS message on February 6, 2015 at 12:19 p.m. It is sent to an 857 number that's labeled Luis English. And it says, "I got you. See if we can get rid of those dimes," with a smiley face.
And the number there, what's the number associated with Luis English?
857-266-1714.
I'd ask you to highlight that line, please. Turning your attention to line 11 there, what does that indicate?
Line 11 is an SMS message outgoing in nature on February 7th, 2015 at 1:14 p.m. to the same number, 857-266-1714, to Luis English. And it says, "Well, just get 20 worth or see what I can get for 50. Be easy, fam. Want you to have a clear head. You my NIKKA."
Ask you to highlight that line as well. Line 34 on page 17, what does that indicate?
Line 34 is an SMS outgoing message on February 10th, 2015 at 11:47 a.m. to the same number, Luis English, and it states, "Any bus from Roxbury Crossing to Ruggles, I can meet you there."
Yes, they highlighted there. Lines 77 and 78 on page 18, sir.
Line 77 is an SMS message, incoming in nature, on February 10th, 2015 at 2:42 p.m. and it's coming from 857-266-1714, which is labeled Luis English, and it says, "Yo, gee, the total added up to 2784. Line 78 is also an SMS message outgoing responding February 10th, 2015 at 2:44 p.m. to Luis English, "For real, so what you missing?"
Highlight those two as well, please. Lines 85 and 86, please. 85 and 86.
Line 85 is an incoming SMS message on February 10th, 2015 at 3:59 p.m. from Luis English. "Bro, I'ma just bag up 5 dimes. Wait till that's gone, then bag more, so hopefully it don't get dry as fast." Line 86 is an SMS message outgoing in nature on February 10th, 2015 at 4:19 p.m. to Lewis English. Okay, my G, work it. Good looks, fam.
I'd ask you to highlight those two as well. Lines 96 and 97.
Line 96 is an outgoing SMS message. February 11, 2015, 6:03 p.m. to Lewis English. But I will see you at school. Be safe, my G. Line 97, an SMS message incoming on February 11, 2015 at 6:05 p.m. from Lewis English. I only got 20 expletive shits. Moving slow, but it's better than nothing.
Ask you to highlight those two lines as well. Line 154 and 155 on page 19.
Line 154 is an incoming SMS message on February 17, 2015 at 1:10 p.m. from Lewis English. Yo, I'ma get some thin from McDonald's when I get there. Can you meet me there? 155, SMS message outgoing on the same date, February 17th at 1:11 p.m. to Lewis English. Yup, I get Chinese food.
Ask you to highlight those two as well. Line 161 and 162, please, sir.
Line 161 is an outgoing SMS message on February 17, 2015, 3:27 p.m. to Lewis English. I told you, G, you good. You show me loyalty. I respect that, goes a long way. Line 162 is an SMS message incoming on February 17th, the same day, 2015, at 3:30 p.m. from Lewis English. I feel you, bro. It's hard to find loyalty.
Page 20, lines 207 and 208.
Line 207 is an SMS message incoming in nature, February 25th, 2015, at 2:09 p.m. from Lewis English. I trust you, G, and just saying in general, I have bad trust issues due to my past. Line 208, outgoing SMS message at same date, February 25th, 2:11 p.m. to Lewis English. Little G, I will never hurt you, bro. I care about you. I see your pain and hurt, and sometimes I just want to hold you and let you let all of that pain out of your life.
Yes, you highlight those two as well. Lines 222,
Sorry,
page 21, line 222.
Line 222, incoming SMS message, February 25th, 2015 at 3:05 p.m. from Lewis English. Nah, bro, N-word is lying. You think I would take 3 dimes, bro? I got enough bud to smoke.
Ask you to highlight that line. Turning to the last page, starting with to 253.
Line number 253 is an outgoing SMS message on February 28, 2015 at 3:36 p.m. and it's sent to Lewis English. How much for 22 or 25 question mark? Who is this dude question mark? Line 254 is an SMS message incoming in nature on March 1st, 2015 at 1:39 p.m. from Lewis English. And it says, Yo G, question mark. Line 255 is an outgoing SMS message on the same date at 1:46 p.m. to Lewis English. It says, tomorrow all of us are going to talk, and there's a smiley face. I'm giving N-word a second chance. We all going to make money. No F-U-K-I-N-G arguing among each other. Everybody got a job to do. Enough said.
That's be highlighted, please. Line 257.
Line 257 is an outgoing SMS message on March 1st, 2015 at 1:50 p.m. to Lewis English. I know, but we all a team. I bagging shit in 2 hours. Your N-word ain't the only one, bro.
I'd ask you to highlight that as well. That was on March 3rd.
March 1st, 2015 at 1:50 p.m.
Lines 259 and 260.
Line 259 is an incoming SMS message on March 1st, 2015 at 1:53 p.m. from Lewis English. So can I get the bud in a few hours, G, because I don't want to make shit hot in school tomorrow. Line 260 is an outgoing SMS message on the same date, March 1st at 2:14 p.m. to Lewis English. Not today. Nobody getting shit till we talk. Enough said.
Can you highlight those two as well, please? Line 262.
Line 262 is an outgoing SMS message on March 1st, 2015 at 2:41 p.m. to Lewis English. Nothing, G, be easy.
Highlight that as well. Lines 263 through 271, please.
Line 263 is an incoming SMS message on March 1st, 2015 at 2:42 p.m. from Lewis English. Aight, bro, when are we going to talk tomorrow with the question mark? Line 264 is an outgoing SMS message on March 3rd, 2015 at 2:13 p.m. to Lewis English. My G, meet me at McDonald's, 7 o'clock. Got your Molly and weed. Line 265, SMS message incoming on March 3rd, 2015 at 2:14 p.m. from Lewis English at 7 with the question mark. Line 266, incoming SMS message on March 3rd, 2015 at 2:14 p.m. from Lewis English. And bro, I really have to talk to you. I got mad shit on my mind and I'm going crazy. Line 267, SMS message, outgoing in nature, March 3rd, 2015 at 2:21 p.m. to Lewis English. Yes, with some commas, and it says 7. Line 268 is an incoming SMS message on March 3rd, 2015 at 2:24 p.m. from Lewis English. All right, bro, after work, I'll go see you. Can we talk to G? Line 269 is an incoming SMS message on March 3rd, 2015 at 4:44 p.m. from Lewis English. It's a question mark. Line 270 is an outgoing SMS message on March 3rd, 2015 at 4:49 p.m. to Lewis English. Yes, 7. Line 271 is an incoming SMS message on March 3rd, 2015 at 4:50 p.m. from Lewis English. It says, I cool G.
Would you highlight those, please? I may have a brief moment. Was there a SIM card attached to the phone as well?
There was.
Did you give that to to Sergeant Detective Witherspoon for an analysis as well?
We did.
And when you were looking through the phone physically, was there a time difference?
There was.
Okay, what was the time difference?
I believe it was 1 hour and 7 minutes.
Which way, do you remember?
I believe it was behind.
Objection.
I don't recall.
Nothing further.
Ross. Thank you, Judge. Morning, Sergeant.
Morning.
You said you were present at 18 Pompey Street at, for the execution of a search warrant on the evening of the 4th of March 2015, correct?
The search warrant was executed, I believe, on March 5th.
And it was at the same time, was that the same day that you went into the storage bin that belonged to Chelsea Pagano?
No.
Okay, so on March 3rd, March 4th, you're at 18 Pompey Street, is that correct? Executing a search warrant on apartment 2?
No. So the shooting takes place on March 3rd.
3rd, right?
March 4th is when the address is actually frozen pending the search warrant that night. On March 4th, the following day, on March 5th, the following day, is when the apartment search warrant is executed. And it was at that time we found out about the storage unit. The next day is when it's executed.
When was it that you searched Chelsea Pagano's?
So that would 4th, 5th, 6th.
On the 6th?
Yes.
And that was sometime after you'd already executed the warrant on the storage unit?
No. That was prior to. We actually responded to there to take pictures and look at the storage unit so we could describe it.
I'm mistaken now, I apologize. So you execute a search warrant at apartment number 2 at 18 Pompey on March 5th at 23 hours and 13 minutes thereabouts.
Correct.
And on March 6th, you execute a search warrant on the storage bin, correct?
Correct.
And it was on March 6th that you also went into Ms. Pagano's search warrant, storage bin, correct?
Correct.
And inside the storage bin, you say you saw a black/gray coat, correct?
Correct.
Did you see a blue and red shirt with it?
A blue and red shirt? No.
Was Ms. Pagano there when you went into her storage unit?
She was not.
And you said you pulled out a sweatshirt too.
Yes.
What'd you do with the sweatshirt?
Sweatshirt was submitted to evidence.
Was it sent for testing of any kind?
It was not.
And why is it you took the sweatshirt?
The sweatshirt, because in the video, the person wearing the jacket has a hooded sweatshirt over his head.
It's got a hood up, correct?
Yes.
The jacket that you took out of Ms. Pagano's did not have a hood, did it?
No.
And the information that you had from Ms. Pagano didn't include anything about a hooded sweatshirt, did it?
Excuse me? Sorry, I
The
apologize.
information that you and fellow officers received from Ms. Pagano was that she had noticed 2 or 3 weeks before the shooting some clothes in the storage unit that didn't belong to her, correct?
She stated that on
Is
March,
that correct? Did you have that information?
the information, can you rephrase,
From
please?
Ms. Pagano,
Yes.
you and fellow officers have information from Ms. Pagano that 2 or 3 weeks prior to the shooting of Luis Rodriguez that she had noticed a couple of items in her storage unit that didn't belong to her.
She told us on March 5th at 11:30 p.m. is when she went to the storage unit.
That she had noticed those things in her unit, her storage unit, a couple of weeks prior to the shooting, correct?
That's not what she said. She said,
No, I'm not asking you what she said.
Go ahead.
So you said that she never said anything to you or the fellow officers about observing these things in her storage unit 2 or 3 weeks before March 5th?
Objection.
Sustained.
And you're saying, did she say anything to the officers on March 5th about a blue and red shirt?
Objection.
Did she say anything on March 5th about a blue and red shirt? Yes or no, sir?
it wasn't March 5th, it was March 6th.
Okay, March 6th.
March 6th.
Did she say anything to you about a blue
Mr.
and
Carroll?
red shirt along with this black and gray coat?
Mr. Carroll, if I might, I think when you're asking questions with 3 or 4 different facts in them, unless all of those facts are in alignment, he's probably going to say no to it. So I think if you give him a little bit of leeway to explain.
On March 6th, you and other officers had some conversation with Ms. Pagano, correct?
Correct.
And on March 6th, she told you and other officers that she, some 2 weeks prior to the shooting of Luis Rodriguez, that she had observed some things in her storage unit that didn't belong to her, correct?
She informed me that she had found clothing in the storage unit that didn't belong to her.
Describe those two things as a black and gray pea coat, correct?
Yes,
And a blue and red shirt, correct?
I believe so, yes.
And when you went into her storage unit, that's what you're looking for, correct?
Correct.
And when you went into her storage unit, she wasn't present, was she?
No,
So you never showed her the blackened / gray coat that you recovered in there, did you?
we didn't.
And you never showed her this hooded sweatshirt that you say you recovered in there, did you?
We didn't.
And did you write up a report that documented the recovery of this black coat and the hooded sweatshirt?
We memorialized it with digital photography. And I wrote an investigative report, yes.
And did you take a picture of the black and gray coat?
We did.
And did you take a picture of the black sweatshirt?
The sweatshirt, I believe we did.
Well, the crime scene response unit was there, correct?
For that one, no. The crime scene was there for the search warrant.
What time did you take a picture of the black jacket?
I can't recall. It was in the morning.
I'm sorry?
It was in the morning.
In the morning?
Yeah, I believe right around, my recollection is around lunchtime, 11 maybe, something like that. It's in my investigative report.
And where is that? You have it with you?
Should be. I do. I've been told.
You have it?
Do you have it? You have it.
May I first
Yes.
show you a document, Sergeant, ask if you recognize it.
I do. It's an investigative report that I wrote.
And this deals with your...
Checking the source, yes.
Did you draft any other investigative reports?
I did.
Did you turn them over to Mr. Bradley?
I did.
And what were the dates on those reports?
The date on the investigative report for the storage unit would have been, it should have been written on that same day, I believe.
Who your first sidebar, Judge?
Yes. We're going to take our morning break. I'll see everyone in 20 minutes.